Hello, my lovelies. It is time for another round of Have I Read It? So stay tuned. If you're new here, hi, hello, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. Have I Read It is one of my multiple TBR games that I play in order to help pick my TBR for the upcoming month. And in this one, you get to help choose my books for the upcoming month. So the way this works is I react to a haul that's over 3 years ago, though I think at this point I'm to the point where it's like over 4 years ago. And I tell you if I've read the book, if I haven't read the book, or if I've unhauled the book. And out of the books that I still own that I have not read, you get to vote on which book or books you want me to read for the upcoming month. Now, how many I pick is based on how many are in my unread. So if I have 1 to 10, then I will pick the number 1 voted book. If I have 11 to 20, I'll pick the top 2 voted books, and so on and so on. So today I'm going to be reacting to my book outlet haul May 2019. And by the thumbnail, it looks like there are 3 boxes there. Oh, let me close this door. Hold on. Okay, let's get started. Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome to my channel. Today I have another book outlet haul for you, so stay tuned. Yes, I know, I am still very behind on my book outlet hauls. I'm working on it. Today I have my May book outlet haul for you. Alright, so let's just dig right in. Okay. So we got paper and paper and more paper and the receipt. Okay, so the first book I have here is Freaky Green Eyes by Joyce Carol Oates. I am not sure, so I have to look that one up real quick. Okay, it looks like I have unhauled that one. So let me get back to the video. All right, next up. Okay, next up is Illusions of Fate by Kirsten White. I am not sure. Okay, it looks like I do still own this one. This says, I did my best to keep you from crossing paths with this world, and I shall do my best to protect you now that you have. Jessamine has been an outcast since she moved from her island home of Malai to the dreary county of Albion. Everything changes when she meets Finn, a gorgeous, enigmatic young lord who introduces her to the secret world of Albion's nobility, a world that has everything Jessamine doesn't: power, money, status, and magic. But Finn has secrets of his own, dangerous secrets that the vicious Lord Downpike will do anything to possess, unless Jessamine, armed only with her wits and her determination, can stop him. So if you want me to read this, vote Illusions of Fate. All right, next up. Okay, next up we have The Duke of Dark Desires by Miranda Neville. I have unhauled that one. I don't know why I keep pulling this out when I don't need to. All right, next. Okay, next up is, I believe this is a middle grade book, and that is A Stitch in Time by Penelope Lively. I'm not sure. Okay, it looks like I do still own this one. This says, always, since she was quite small, Maria had been extremely confused between what she had imagined and what was real. So much so that she learned to keep quiet about a good many things in case they turned out to be part of the imaginings. Perhaps this is why she doesn't tell anyone about the mysterious noises she hears in the old rented holiday house, the shrill barking of an invisible dog, the non-existent swing which creaks in the garden. But then she discovers a sampler stitched by a girl who lived in the house over 100 years ago, and Maria finds herself increasingly drawn into the life of the Victorian girl as past and present merge in a dramatic climax. Interesting. So if you want me to read this, vote A Stitch in Time. All right, next up. Next up we have Sleep No More by April Lynn Pike. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, it looks like I do still have this one. This says the blockbuster film Inception meets Lisa McMahon's Wake trilogy in this dark paranormal thriller from #1 New York Times bestselling author April Lynn Pike. This supernatural young adult novel is perfect for fans of Kelly Armstrong, Alison Noel, Rochelle Mead, and Kimberly Durding. Charlotte Westing has a gift. She's an oracle and has the ability to tell the future, but it doesn't do her much good. Instead of using her miraculous power, modern-day oracles are told to fight their visions, to refrain from interfering, and Charlotte knows the price of breaking the rules. She sees it every day in her wheelchair-bound mother and the absence of her father. But when a premonition of a classmate's death is too strong for her to ignore, Charlotte is forced to make an impossible decision. Continue following the rules or risk everything, even her sanity, to stop the serial killer who is stalking her town. So if you want me to read this, vote Sleep No More. All right, next up. Okay, next up I have the Anomaly trilogy by Krista McGee. So we have book 1, which is Anomaly, book 2, which is Luminary, and book 3, which is Revolutionary. Okay, I haven't read any of those. Let me see if I still own them. I think I do. I do. Okay, so this says, Folly has 15 minutes and 23 seconds left to live. The toxic gas that will complete her annihilation is invading her bloodstream, but she is not afraid. Thalia is different than others in the state. She feels things, she asks questions, and in the state this is not tolerated. The 10 scientists who survived the nuclear war that destroyed the world above believe that emotion was at the core of what went wrong, and they have genetically removed it from the citizens they have since created. Thalia has kept her malinformation secret from those who have monitored her for most of her life, but when she receives an ancient piece of music to record as her community's assigned musician, she can no longer keep her emotions secreted away. Seen as a threat to the harmony of her pod, Thalia is taken to the scientists for immediate annihilation. But before that can happen, Burke, her former podmate, who is being groomed as a scientist, steps in and persuades the scientist to keep Thalia alive as a test subject. The more time she spends in the scientist's pod, the clearer it becomes that things are not as simple as she was programmed to believe. She hears stories of a designer, stories that fill her mind with more questions. Who can she trust? What is this emotion called love? And what if she isn't just an anomaly, but part of a greater design? Okay, so if you want me to read this, vote Anomaly. And that jumps us from 3 to 6. And we are barely into this thing. All right, next. Next up, we have Across a Star-Swept Sea by Diane Petterfroud. I do believe I still own this, but let me double check. So I think I actually have unhauled this one because looking, it is the second book in a series and it doesn't look like I have the first book. So I'm just going to mark that one as unhauled. All right, next up. Next we have Freak Show by James St. James. I think that I still own this one. Let me double check. Okay, I do still own that one. This says, Billy Bloom is gay, but it's mostly theoretical, as he hasn't had much experience. When he has to move to Florida, he can't believe his bad luck. His new school is a mix of Bible bells, amber zombies, and football heroes, none of which are exactly his type. Billy's efforts to fit in and stand out at the same time are both hilarious and heartwarming. In this novel, from adult author and media personality James St. James, readers are in for a wild ride as he tells Billy's fascinating story of bravado, pain, and unexpected love, inspired by his own experiences. So if you want me to read this, vote Freak Show. All right, next. And then the last book in this box is Don't Touch by Rachel M. Wilson. I don't know about this one either. Okay, it looks like I still own this one. This says, a powerful story of a girl who's afraid to touch another person's skin until the boy auditioning for Hamlet opposite her, Ophelia, gives her a reason to overcome her fears. Step on a crack, break your mother's back. Touch another person's skin, and dad's gone for good. Caddy can't stop thinking that if she keeps from touching another person's skin, her parents might get back together, which is why she wears full-length gloves to school and covers every inch of her skin. It seems harmless at first, but Caddy's obsession soon threatens her ambitions as an actress. She desperately wants to play Ophelia in her school's production of Hamlet, but that would mean touching Peter, who's auditioning for the title role, and kissing him. Part of Caddy would love nothing more than to kiss Peter, but the other part isn't sure she's brave enough to let herself fall. Perfect for fans of Laurie Halse Anderson, this debut novel from Rachel M. Wilson is a moving story of a talented girl who's fighting an increasingly severe anxiety disorder and the friends and family who stand by her. So if you want me to read this, vote don't touch. So we're almost a third of the way through at this point, and we're already up to 8 books. I'm worried. All right, next up. Okay, on to the next box. Oh, I have a $5 off when you spend $40 or more coupon. Cool. Those are always nice to get. And then I have my receipt. And we got some paper. Okay, so the first book I have here, I totally got because of Chelsea over at Chelsea Dolling Reads, because she's been talking a lot lately about Tessa Bailey books. And I found Disorderly Conduct, which is the first book in the Academy series by Tessa Bailey. I have not read that one, and I'm pretty sure that I still own it. Pretty sure. Let me double check. No, I actually unhauled that one. Okay. Next. Okay, next up I have Two Can Keep a Secret If One Is Dead by Carolyn M. McManus. Did I say Carolyn? It's Karen. Okay, so I'm not sure if I've read that one or not. However, I have unhauled that edition because I bought a different edition. All right, next up. Okay, next up is The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. I have read this one, so yay. Next. Also, I got Bring Me Back by B.A. Paris. I don't know about Bring Me Back. I think I still have it, but let me check. Nope, I unhauled that one too. All right. Well, we are at the halfway point now, so not doing terrible, or close to the halfway point. Well, still kind of doing terrible, but not as bad as I thought it was going to be. All right, next up. Next up, we have The One Memory of Flora Banks by Emily Barr. I can't remember. Okay, I've unhauled that one as well. All right, next. Okay, next up is What to Say Next by Julie Buxbaum. I believe I have this one, but let me check. Okay, yes, I do have this one. This says, sometimes a new perspective is all that is needed to make sense of the world. Kit, I don't know why I decided not to sit with Annie and Violet at lunch. It feels like no one here gets what I'm going through. How could they? I don't even understand. David, in the 622 days I've attended Mapleview High, Kit Lowell is the first person to sit at my lunch table. I mean, I've never once sat with someone until now. So your dad is dead, I say to Kit, because this is a fact I've recently learned about her. When an unlikely friendship is sparked between relatively popular Kit Lowell and socially isolated David Drucker, everyone is surprised, most of all Kit and David. Kit appreciates David's blunt honesty. In fact, she finds it bizarrely refreshing. David welcomes Kit's attention and her inquisitive nature. When she asks for his help figuring out how and why of her dad's tragic car accident, David is all in. But neither of them can predict what they'll find. Can their friendship survive the truth? Okay. All right, so if you want me to read this, vote What to Say Next. All right, next up. Okay, next up I have Fierce Like a Firestorm, which is the sequel to Wicked Like a Wildfire by Lana Popovic. I believe I've unhauled this, but let me check. Yes, I have unhauled that one. All right, next up. And the last book in this box is a book that somebody else mentioned to me. One of you actually mentioned to me after I did my top 10 book dads video, and they said that this was the book that came to mind when they were trying to think of a book with a good dad in it. And that is None of the Above by I.W. Gregorio. I'm not sure about that one. Let me check. Okay, it looks like I still have this one. This says, a groundbreaking story about a teenage girl who discovers she was born intersex and what happens when her secret is revealed to the entire school. Incredibly compelling and sensitively told, None of the Above is a thought-provoking novel that explores what it means to be a boy, a girl, or something in between. What if everything you knew about yourself changed in an instant? When Kristen Latimer is voted homecoming queen, it seems like another piece of her ideal life has fallen into place. She's a champion hurdler with a full scholarship to college, and she's madly in love with her boyfriend. In fact, she's decided that she's ready to take things to the next level with him. But Kristen's first time isn't the perfect moment she's planned. Something is very wrong. A visit to the doctor reveals the truth. Kristen is intersex, which means that though she outwardly looks like a girl, she has male chromosomes, not to mention boy parts. Dealing with her body is difficult enough, but when her diagnosis is leaked to the whole school, Kristen's entire identity is thrown into question. As her world unravels, can she come to terms with her new self? Okay, so if you want me to read this, vote None of the Above. And that puts us at 10. So if I have even one more unread, then I'll have to read at least the top 2 voted books. And we still have a ways to go, so I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. All right, next up. Okay, now on to the last box. Okay, right off I have my receipt here. And then we've got some paper and some more paper. Okay, so the first book that I have here is actually a book that Xander wanted me to get, and that is Disappearance at Devil's Rock by Paul Tremblay. I got that specifically for Xander, but I might still have it on my shelf. I'm not sure. Let me look. Okay, no, I think I passed that one on to Xander. All right. So we'll just mark that one as unhauled. Next. Okay, so next up is a book that I'm going to unhaul or put in a giveaway or something like that, because I ordered it on Book Outlet and it wasn't actually going to arrive by the time I needed it, so I ordered it off of Amazon as well. It's just a little thing for Xander for like his summer reading for school, and that is Blood on the River, Jamestown 1607 by Eliza Carbone. So I've unhauled that one. Next. Okay, next up we have Midlife Ex-Wife by Stella Gray, a diary of divorce, online dating, and second chances. And this has a blurb that says, a Bridget Jones for the internet dating age. I think I've unhauled this one, but let me check. Yes, I have unhauled that. All right, next up. Okay, next up is another book that Xander asked me to order. And I actually already have a different edition of this, so this is definitely for him. That is The Essential Tales and Poems of Edgar Allan Poe, and this is the Barnes & Noble Classics edition. So I've unhauled that one to Xander. Next. Okay, next up is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I have read Fangirl. Next. Next is A Blade So Black by L.L. McKinney. I have read A Blade So Black. All right, next up. Okay, so as some of you may know, I've been working on collecting the Sarah J. Maas books. A Court of Thorns and Roses and the Throne of Glass series. I'm kind of accumulating them in pretty much any order I can get them until I have all of them and I can go through and read them. So I was able to get 2 books off of Book Outlet that yeah, I could add to my collection. So the first one is, ooh, it's heavy. Kingdom of Ash. I've read Kingdom of Ash. Next. But I can tell you about Throne of Glass if you don't know what that's about. Because the next book I have here is actually a collector's edition of A Throne of Glass. I have read Throne of Glass. Next. And that was the last in that box. Oh, that was it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. If I counted right, and it'll show in the tallies, if I counted right, I got exactly 10 that I hadn't read. So I only have to pick the number 1 voted book, which is surprising because at the point that I hit that 10, I was like, oh yeah, I thought I was gonna have 2, possibly 3 by the end of this thing. Wow. Okay, so comment down below which book or books that you would like to vote for me to read in the upcoming month, and I will pick the number 1 voted book. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button down below. And until next time, remember to always be completely you. Bye.